Hi, my name is Michael Idaraji, and we had done a stages of development in our last video, and what we're going to do today is focus on the pregenital stage. And one of the things that had spoken about in the pregenital stage is how the child needs to express its creativity. And what does that mean? So we'll get a clean sheet of paper and we're going to discuss that a little bit more right here. So now in the pregenital stage, what we said is that the child becomes disconnected from its torso, because what happens is when they're again at between 3 and 5 years of age, the child wants to draw something. Now here's why this is so important. Prior to this, we had the anal phase, and if the child succeeded in the anal phase, then the child knows how to say no, and it's began its boundaries with the world. But once those boundaries are formed, the head now, or the brain, develops further. So the next part of the development of the brain is creativity. And creativity is not found in the mind. The creativity comes from the spirit body. So if the creativity comes from the spirit, which is located down there, the way that we access the spirit is through our hands. Because our hands kind of grow out of our heart. And the hands become the bridge between the spirit and the mind. So the child now makes a drawing, shows it to the parent, and the parent is not present. So if the parent's not present, then this part of the body has pain. And what they look to do is depart from the pain. When they go to the head becomes inflated. And then they think that they are the I am. And their identity now, everything is control. Law. They get into this habit of I'm right, you're wrong. They see everything in black and white. So what we're going to do now is we're going to expand on the drawings and what does that mean. So one evening I was out and there was a young man and a young woman together, and they had noticed my colored pencils. And I had carried these colored pencils with me, and then I encouraged her to draw something. Now, mind you, I've never met these people before. I don't know who they are or anything. So I encouraged her to draw, and this is what she did. I'll show you the drawing. You get a clean page. That was the drawing. Now, she's in her 20s. So being in her 20s, you know, this is not a child, but this is the drawing. And the very interesting thing is when the opposite sex parent is observing the child drawing, they can't just look at the drawing and say, that's nice, and walk away. Because that then brings us back to this problem. The parent must be present, because when they do make a drawing, this drawing is coming from their spiritual self, from the spirit. So you can almost say that these drawings are tied into eternity or infinity, and there's wisdom in them, and it doesn't matter what it is, but within the drawing there's wisdom. So let me show you what she did first, so you can get an idea of what I experienced while I was with her, and then I'll tell you what it means. Because every one of these drawings, every drawing that a child makes or even an adult makes, is a window into their soul. Whether they want to draw, whether they don't want to draw, what they draw, the colors they choose, the layout, the background, everything. So what this girl did was she took a red marker or a red pencil and she drew one giant back and forth swinging motion. You'll see it here. You'll see this red going up and down. And she did that very quickly. And then after she did that, she drew the rest of the picture, which you see here in front of you. So you would look at this and say to yourself, okay, well, what does that mean? She also signed it here. So you would say, what does that mean? Because there's so much going in this picture. So I waited for her to finish, and then when she was finished, it was so clear. And here's what it was. And I looked at her, and this is what I said to her. I said, why are you hiding your heart? So she says, she just like almost turned pale at that moment. And I said to her, you drew a heartbeat. So if you notice all the red here, this is a heartbeat. And the rest of the picture is covering this heartbeat. If you look, the entire picture the rest of this picture is covering this heartbeat that she made. Now you might say, you know, Michael, you're stretching. I'm like, okay, well, she chose red. Our heartbeat associates with blood. Well, that's red. So what else is red here? Look at that. You see that little heart over there? She put this heart in the picture as well. And you know what? Look where the heart is pointing. The heart's actually pointing to the heartbeat she drew. She didn't use that red anyplace else in this picture. No place at all. The only two places she used it in the drawing itself is, like I'm telling you, the heartbeat and then the heart there. So then I proceeded to ask her, says, why do you give the will instead of giving the heart in relationships? Now the guy that she was with was not her boyfriend. And he was just watching and listening. And she admitted that that's how all her relationships end up. Where she gives the will. She does not give her heart. And then upon further examination, because, you know, when I look at this, when someone draws this, I really don't pay attention to the person at all. I just want to see what they're going to draw. So this way nothing taints it. You look at her shoulders, and her shoulders are rolled forward. So in a sense, when you're looking at somebody's side profile, you know, please forgive my drawing. You know, you have the head, you have the profile. When the shoulders are forward, what you're doing is you're almost like concaving around the heart. So you're like protecting or armoring or hiding the heart. And when you hide the heart, then you make your arms more visible. In fact, the arms kind of proceed forward more when the person has that sort of rolled shoulders. When you see that rolled shoulder look, you know, again, my drawings are horrible, but when the shoulders are coming forward, the heart now is hidden. So that was what she had drawn here. And again, the guy that was with her knew her for 20 years, and it was a friend of hers, and he never imagined that she was like that. But she totally admitted to that. So the rest of this drawing was really just a snow job, so we don't see the heart. So when a child draws a drawing like this at 3 to 5 years old, you got to ask them, well, what did you draw? You got to really be there present with them. Because by being present with the child as they're drawing, you're forcing that child now to connect to their spirit. If they do not connect to the spirit, they will connect to the I am, in a sense that they think that they're the I am. They're going to connect with an arrogance. They're going to connect with control. Their relationships are going to be tainted. There's a lot that goes on here with this. And the drawing is also the first healing. I don't care what age the person is. Drawing will always bring them closer to their spirit. It doesn't matter. So her friend was with her too. And this is the picture that he drew. Let me get a clean sheet. He drew this. And I'm going to, mind you, when he drew this, let me just make sure I have the proper orientation. Yeah, this is how he drew it. So this is the top, this is the bottom. So when he drew this picture, the last color he drew was black. All these black lines. All these black lines. Now, some of the things that you might hear me talk about might not be covered fully here. So, you know, there's another video that's going to come out about colors and things like that. But the last thing that he drew was the black. So I immediately knew what this was. Said to him, I said, look, this is really the proper orientation of this picture. And these hairs, this hair is from your head because it's black, but the rest of these are your thoughts, and you're spinning little circles in your thoughts. I go, you can't stop thinking all day. You think all day, you can't stop, like busy, making little circles in the air. And we know this because once he drew the black last, and he drew it like hair, we know that. And why yellow? Yellow is the interesting color. Yellow associates with fear. If you ever heard, someone looks yellow, or he's yellow-livered or yellow-bellied, and even if you look at a red light, green light, in the middle is yellow, like fear. So in fear, he's spinning little circles all day in his thoughts. And then he said to me, he totally agreed, that's exactly what he does all day. And then he said to me that he was going to start working out and lifting weights. I said, that's the worst thing that you're going to do, is to lift weights. I go, you know what you need to do, I said to the guy? You need to start swimming. Swimming so you can float and be disconnected from all these little yellow circles that you're spinning all day in your life. And then by going into the working out with heavy weights, what he would end up doing was conditioning his body to be stronger so that he can actually do more of these little yellow spinning circles and be spinning all day. So our bodies sometimes are telling us, in fact, our bodies are always telling us what's going on, but our will interprets that message the wrong way. And again, both of these two were together, and this was just one of two drawings. We're going to do more videos with different drawings. We're going to go through a lot of drawings, but this is the first key to help someone who might have tendencies of an inflated ego. Because what the inflated ego does not do is it doesn't have proper connection to this part of their body. Remember, there's a block here. Because there's a block, what they do is they escape their body. And the way they escape is to get further away from their own emotions and feelings. And when they do that, what happens is the emotions and the feelings are trying to come upward to get to the head, because that's what they need to do. They do bad behavior downward. So they might lie. They might scream, coerce, arrogance. All these behaviors, any of the bad behaviors that you can consider bad in our society, would be a downward force to keep these emotions from getting to their head, because they don't want to lose control. You will also find that when this does happen, when this conflict happens, especially with younger children, it's very easy to say, why are they acting like that? Or why is someone that has no emotions when they do something? This is why they have no emotions. They are feeding on somebody else. So wherever you find this person, you know the enabler is near. Anytime you find this, that person's there. That could be the mother of this child. The mother could be the enabler. It could be the husband, the wife, the girlfriend, the boyfriend. I don't know what you want to call it, but they're near. Mind you, they are near. So if you have any drawings that you'd like to draw, email them to me. Please feel free. And if you remember any thoughts while you're emailing them, and describe the pictures to me on what you were drawing at the time, what you were thinking when you were drawing. Even if these could be something, from your past, the process, if I'm not there. Even if you want to draw and videotape it and send it to me, that's fine. I'll tell you what they are, as long as we have enough time to do that, because I get a feeling that we're going to be probably getting a lot of good things coming from these videos, and we hope that God may bless you and give you more consciousness and help you connect to yourself. Draw as soon as you can. It doesn't matter what you draw. It doesn't matter what it is, and save them. And if you happen to have an opposite sex person that you can show them to, that they can really be patient and observant, this is healing. Doesn't matter what age you are. Once you start doing the drawings, it'll bring this closer to your body. But if this is too far gone, you're probably not even going to be watching this video in the first place. Well, anyway, we look forward to doing more videos, and we hope that this helps you. You can always get more information. We're going to start putting some of these drawings online very soon with interpretations of them, and you can always find more at the website, which there is a link below. Have a good day.